And I think I was there before the cameras cut on. If she were to look at me, like we could make eye contact. She was scared. Hey guys, welcome into the Jury Duty podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Lindsey, and that is my co-host bestie Kimberly. Kimberly, how are you?
Living the dream, no longer have the itis, whatever that was. It took me out.
The Rona,
I'm
maybe?
back. It wasn't. I kind of wish it was, though, because at least I would have known.
Yeah, at least you would have known. Yeah, I think everyone has kind of had a touch of something, or their kid has had a touch of something.
Well, yeah. My stepson and then my husband and I took care of them without getting sick, and literally they're all spry running around, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh, that's how it goes, though. But I'm glad you're feeling better, or at least well enough to do a podcast.
I was starting to forget what year it was. We could not wait any longer. I'm happy to be here. If I'm over here scratching, don't judge me. Everything itches and I'm still a little sniffly.
Everything's going to be okay, Internet. Everything's going to be okay.
I'll just cover it with a red flag.
Yeah, with the red flag and just go at whatever you need to do. You do you, boo.
I'm trying not to sniffle. Get your bingo cards out.
Get your bingo cards out. Okay, so the last time that you guys saw us, maybe not the last time, one of the last few episodes we had was I went to Tallahassee to see Donna's bond hearing / hearing on if they were going to allow some evidence in. That evidence being the phone call heard around the world, at least around Tallahassee, because that's what prompted her arrest, because she was trying to flee.
Even on a jet plane.
Yeah. So, really quick, I'm going to give you guys the ultra skimming the surface, watered down version of this story. And then we're going to talk about what I saw in court that maybe you guys didn't see. I've only watched bits and pieces of what you guys saw in the hearing, but I was in the courtroom. Okay. All right. So 2014, we have law professor Dan Markell going through a divorce with Wendi Adelson.
Jewish princess and fiction writer extraordinaire.
That's right.
I can say that because I'm a Jewish princess.
Jewish princess. Okay.
We'll go with it.
We'll go with it. So, where was I? Oh, Dan and Wendi are going through a divorce. There's 2 little boys involved. And Dan ends up getting shot, unfortunately, in his driveway. Dies, I think the next day in the hospital.
It was within 24 hours.
It was within 24 hours. Long story short, there were hitmen that were hired by Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson.
Allegedly.
He's
been convicted. She has not.
Yet. Right. So Charlie is Wendi, who was married to Dan. That is her brother. Donna is Wendi and Charlie's mama. Okay. So if you haven't heard this story, there's probably, 17 Datelines 2020s that you can watch.
Go to STS. Watch it on Surviving the Survivor.
Yeah.
This is Joel's landmark podcast making case. But if you don't know about it, this is going to be real confusing for you. So it's okay if you hit that pause on us and come back. Go get the full enchilada. It's way worth it. Get your bingo cards out for this one too.
It's a wild ride.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair. Dan passed away from his injuries sustained by getting shot by the hitmen. Wendi has not been charged with anything yet. And so Charlie has been arrested, tried, convicted of, is it conspiracy to commit murder?
No, I think it was first degree murder.
Was it first degree murder?
It's like the way that, oh my gosh, what's the prosecutor's name? Why is it
Georgia?
blanking on me? Yeah, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it wasn't Georgia. I think it was another prosecutor in another case. If all the players on the football team get a Super Bowl ring, it means they all equally got the same prize.
Oh, that was Lindsey Blake.
Okay. I am just in the wrong case in the wrong state, but that's okay. It's still the same story.
Yeah,
they are all guilty of first degree murder, even if they didn't pull the trigger, even if they play. Yeah, no. If you were in on the game plan, you don't just get conspiracy.
Yeah.
Not in this case.
Not in this case.
I'm probably muddling that up because, yeah.
No, we get it.
Ignore
I get it. Yeah. Anyways, so Charlie's convicted. He's life in prison. He's going through his appeals process. So Donna, right after he got convicted, was on the phone with him, and the phone cut out. Now, if you've ever called someone in prison or have any knowledge of this, you know, or not you calling someone in prison.
Watch television, movies. This call's being recorded.
Yeah, hit 5 or whatever the number is if you want to talk to
Hang up if you don't want us recording your...
Yeah. Anyway, so their phone call drops. Donna, it's like a hot mic moment. She doesn't hang up on her end. She's basically saying, and I'm totally summarizing. Yeah.
Give us your best, Donna.
I'm not a good Donna. Because you know how Donna's got away with words, right? She's very wordy.
She sure does.
Yeah. She's like, I've had a good life. It's, if I need to go take a nice long sleep,
Harvey, I've had a good life. We've had a good life. We've had a good life.
We've had a good life. Yeah. So she says, Dan says that if we can get out of here.
And Dan is the lawyer, not the resurrected, like, ghost of son-in-law's past, just to make that clear.
Yeah, that's her lawyer. She's not being charged with anything, and they can get out of there. So the police department intercepts her at the airport?
Someone could have been a federal marshal. It could have been a purple people eater at this point, but law enforcement got her on the jetway on a one-way flight.
This close to getting out. Stopped her on the jetway, one-way ticket to Vietnam, and she was going to stay there.
Non-extradition.
Obviously.
I buy one-way tickets for vacations all the time.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Right? Don't we all want to do that? She got arrested, been in there ever since, being charged with Dan's murder. And a lot she doesn't love jail, Kimberly.
That's shocking. Excuse me while I fall off my unicorn. Someone doesn't like jail.
Yeah.
Well, okay, to be fair, I will give her this. Jail and prison are very different. Prison's actually a little cushier than jail. You're in there for the long haul. Like this is not a TDY. This is a PCS. You are moving in. It is the segregation and the organization, and it's just a little more cohesive. Jail is where people tweaking on meth coming down from their arrest yesterday. They're hanging out there. Like, you get all kinds of people in jail because they're either awaiting someone to come and bond them out, or they're awaiting a trial. And you just know, it's like, Forrest Gump, you never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get. People are coming off of, like you said, like drugs, alcohol, probably some situations that are...
And it's people like new people all the time because it's jail.
Yeah, it's jail.
But that does not mean either one is supposed to be a pleasant experience, Miss Adelson. I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, so she's had a lot of complaints about jail. I mean, I guess when she's got the opportunity to give it a Google review, it's not going to get very many stars from her.
0 out of 5 stars on Yelp if she could. I'm sure. Would not go again. Do not recommend.
So, her hearing a couple weeks ago was about bond. Now, She has not been given bond because of the crime.
Mm-hmm. And she's
But
a
her
flight
attorney
risk.
says she's a flight
Literally.
risk. Her attorney said she's not going to go anywhere. She's going to stay in Tallahassee. She doesn't have a prior record. She's getting ready to have this trial. She's older. She's not sleeping. She doesn't get proper health care, which
She
we
doesn't
found
get
out.
her weekly ear candling, and that's so critical.
Yeah, so she was complaining about not being able to get proper medication. We found out that wasn't true. She's not able to see who she wants to see, which, sorry, you're in jail.
That's a very choosery kind of beggar.
Yeah, now, here's what I'll say. I was there, and I think I was there before the cameras cut on, because I have no doubt she was scared. I have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind that she is scared of jail. She's scared of the prosecutors. Mm-hmm. She's scared of her situation, and she's afraid for her future. Because the writing is on the wall. And yeah, I could see her in between like a lot of people. Like I could, if she were to look at me, like we could make eye contact.
The only person in the scenario that has a snowball's chance in hell of maybe getting away with it is Wendi.
Maybe.
But 4 other people have been convicted that were the primary cohort of conspiracists working together. She's number 5. The odds don't look great. Especially because she got to use the same story that Dum Dum Charlie sold in court, because their wagons are stitched together. So given how that trial went, doesn't look good for you. It does not. It doesn't.
Now, here's what
I'll
say.
The Markells get to see this finally. Bless their hearts.
Come full circle. Yeah. It's all done. Everyone's in prison. But Harvey was there. This is the first time he's been to anything.
But why was he there, Lindsey?
Well, he looked terrible. But if you go to get bond, you have to have someone there to take you to work home. I don't know, to wherever you're going to go. You can't not have someone, like a representative needs to come to say, hey, I'm taking this person. I take responsibility for this, blah, blah, blah.
He's only there to give her a ride.
Yeah. Harvey looked terrible. But before the cameras cut on, I'm going to try and find a piece of paper.
I don't even know what he looks like. I couldn't pick him up. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
I could. Let me see. Let me find a piece of paper. Here we go. Okay. So she's got paper, right? And she is like... she's scared. She's
shaking
not
like
sick.
A leaf in the wind.
Yeah, and she was like, and I don't know how long Harvey had been sitting in there, but I think it does something to you when you're in a crappy situation and your world comes in, like it's really starting to feel real for her, yeah. I think.
And I have no ill will towards Donna. She is just too easy to make jokes about at this point. This could not be a weirder... I mean, they basically made a sideshow out of this with their cloak and dagger talk, and the Latin King's just doing them a favor and hoping to get paid back later. No big deal. Like, good God. But she's still a human being, and she's still not elderly, but she's older. She's in her golden year. Like, I would be scared too. And,
yeah. Yeah, I think that it all started feeling very real. What she was saying on the stand about certain situations that had happened, some of her complaints. Now, I don't know if all of you guys have experienced this, but there have been some times in my life where someone has spoken to me and I'm like, you're not telling me the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it felt like.
So if you were a
And
juror, do you think you'd feel a natural sympathy for her because of the fact that she looks like someone's cookie making grandma?
I mean, Emily D. Baker kind of talked about this. She was saying it is human nature to feel bad for someone when they're scared.
Right. Right. We felt bad for Luigi for his perp walk, and
Yeah.
that's
And
rational.
yeah. But the thing is when you start, like, your brain starts computing everything that's being, the information being given to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're kind of formulating in your brain, like, this is kind of what happened. This person might be responsible for this.
Right.
That part of you really kind of gets suppressed.
Yeah.
And like I said, I felt bad because she wasn't putting on a show of her being scared. She was scared.
Yeah.
And I mean, a part of you kind of is like, oh man. But when you start thinking about Dan and everything he had to go through and
Those
how all of
boys
this,
without having like their full family
yeah,
nucleus, the
yeah,
Markells for having to just like be in this stasis
because
and waiting for
Donna thought,
justice.
yeah, I mean, okay, this is all allegedly,
Allegedly. Don't
but
cancel us,
Donna
YouTube.
allegedly thought those boys would be better off being around her than being around a dad that wanted to be a dad, that loved his kids and his kids loved him. I mean,
See, she
that's
doesn't care about that. I don't think the thought ever crossed her mind about what they would lose.
no, no.
Because I think she would probably not disagree way deep down and down up in there. I don't know that anyone, having heard about him from many people at this point, would have just had this vitriol that he was just this horrible person. I think she probably would agree that he was a good father. She just, the blinders go up when you're the type of person she is. I want what I want when I want it. No one tells me no. I don't like hearing no. But also, I don't really care about the collateral damage around me. I just want the end result that I'm looking for.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, yeah, I think Charlie and Donna honestly think that they're innocent because they didn't pull a trigger. A trigger.
Right. Right.
Um,
Which is so stupid for
which is
smart
so
people because they're
stupid.
not dumb people.
They're very
They're just selfish
successful.
people. They're just
They're
entitled
selfish.
people.
Yeah. And Harvey barely moved the whole time I was there. I could tell. So Georgia wasn't there.
Right.
Sarah Dugan was there. She
I
was the
like
one that
her.
I love Sarah Dugan. You could tell that she was just like,
Over it.
come on, man. Like, why are we here? I mean, yeah, shoot your shot, I guess, but I feel like I'm having to really do some busy work on this, you
Light
know?
work. Sorry, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
Mm.
um, and everything that you guys saw, it kind of was what it was, but I think honestly that she may have thought she had a chance to get Bond.
Yeah, I mean, there was always going to be a 50-50 shot that she was going to get Bond. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she might have doubled down on that belief because her lawyers were like, we'll put an ankle monitor on her, like all the things to check off every box that was needed. And unfortunately, if she had not made the really poorly non-clandestine attempt to flee to Vietnam, she may have gotten it, but she demonstrated that she's a
Yeah.
flight risk. And she might not be stupid enough or agile enough at this point to like pull off a second attempt after being tracked, monitored, and heavily looked at by the world, the court, and everyone and their brother. Uh,
Well, when she said, we left because we felt like we needed to take a breath and we didn't know when we were coming back, and she started kind of going down this road, like everyone in the gallery went like this.
right. Right, right. So
I
this
mean,
is
everybody
why,
did.
like,
You know?
I'm curious. I'm gonna try my hardest when this trial starts, not to walk into it with preconceived notions, but
Yeah.
from a juror perspective, I'm so curious after all is said and done if they're going to do interviews, because I just need to know what they think of her. Because it's not as common for someone's grandma to be on trial for this. Because it's not, it happens. She's not one of the usual
Yeah.
suspects, I guess.
She's not one of the usual suspects. And I think, even after it was kind of over, I think she still left with that fear. Like I've watched a couple of her hearings and she just kind of, goes about her business. But I think after Harvey being there and kind of taking the stand and talking and whatnot, I think there were a lot of emotions kind of
I,
filtering through her.
I think it's also a reminder, not of your mortality, but that your freedom is literally sitting right there.
Hmm.
You could reach out and literally touch, but the answer is no.
Yeah, well,
That
everyone in
has to
there.
make you even more anxious. Like, I get it. If I were Donna, I'd be shitting my pants. Like, no,
I
I
know.
would probably shake like a leaf too. She's a human. I'm a human. I get it.
But you know what I was thinking about? I was looking at her for a minute and I was thinking, if she wants to tell the truth of what kind of everyone thinks happened
Mm-hmm.
and kind of go through that, she is going to unravel any kind of chance that she has to get out of prison, jail, prison, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's probably going to go to prison. Charlie's appeal is thrown out the window. Katie
Mm-hmm.
McBanawa is going to be made to look like a truth teller. And it's all going to be, you know, I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but it's all going to be, it's gone, you know.
Yeah.
So
Poof.
honestly, like she has no choice but to dig her heels in and kind of go with where her kids, or at least one of them is out. The other one may have a chance of having another trial, and at this point it is what it is for her.
Yeah. I don't see a universe in which she's not even going to get a hung jury. She's going to get convicted.
She's going to get convicted. She wanted the phone call out, and her defense team was kind of leaning into like, well, um when she was on the stand, they were like, did you know that you were supposed to hang up, or do you know what a butt dial is? I mean,
They were arguing semantics.
they
They were arguing
were,
semantics because Charlie was no longer on the phone and she was no longer connected to an inmate. Therefore, they were not entitled to record that call. Listen, Donna, you can put lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. You
well, they were
didn't
like,
hang up.
yeah, well, they were like, did you hang up? And she was like, I think so. And then they
You
asked her, and then she was like, I thought I did. And then they asked her again, and she's like, well, I don't know. And it's like,
you
oh,
have no reasonable
really?
expectation to privacy when you're connected to a recorded line, no matter if the party you're speaking to is connected to it as well or not. The end, full stop. The
I know.
semantics was like a clown car. Well, let's pull this one out. Okay, that didn't
I
work. Did you
know.
butt dial? Nope, that didn't
I
work either.
know.
Sorry, no reasonable expectation to privacy on any recorded line as long as you are connected
No,
to it.
I
Enough
know.
already. She also this week or last week wanted the nearly 600 pages of divorce documents between Dan and Wendi to be excluded from her trial. And they were like, no, that's relevant
Yeah,
context.
yeah.
Sorry.
You guys, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm going to hit my microphone with my shoulder. So if you guys have been following this, tell us in the comments, are they going to go after Wendi? If they do, what is it going to take? Tell us.
Right?
We want to
Right? What do
know.
you guys
Tell us.
think?
Tell us what you think, because we've spoken to Vinny about it briefly. We've talked to Joel about it. We've talked to all these different people, but we want to know what you think, because
Yeah.
I'm ready for this to kind of just move
Be
on. Is the right
done
term.
with
But yeah,
already.
but like, let's just take everyone, get all of their freedoms taken away, and just put them in
Justice
there.
for Dan. That's what it boils
Justice for
down
Dan.
to. It's not about entertainment or true crime. It's about justice. And justice delayed is justice denied. So
I know.
Let's
Well,
get this horse and dog and pony show. I almost said horse and pony. Sick brain. Dog and pony show. Let's
I know.
Let's get her moving, man.
Well, and you know what's interesting too is like, you know, we talked to Gabby Petito's parents with Joel on STS, and she talks about how like when you're in this situation, like there's never any
closure.
Justice.
Yeah.
It's just kind of resolution.
Yeah.
And that's the best that you can do. And if that's the best you can do, like you want the best sort of resolution. And I know that we're jury duty. We try to be kind of, you know, give people the benefit of the doubt and people, you know.
But we're also talking about these things.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a space to talk about them with you or like the conversation. That's what
the conversation.
Most of the time.
Anyway, let us know. Are they going to get Wendi? And if so, when, maybe how?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And if you have any sort of intuit, spidey sense, antennas, whatever, crystal ball, how do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, how do you think it's going to happen? Like, we're interested to know. And if you guys have come back to hang out with us some more, we're glad that you did. If you're a new friend, welcome, welcome. We love you just the same.
We do.
But do us a favor. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Share with your friends. We've got some more interesting things. Kimberly, should we have Rex and Adam on from Silver Linings, Lori Vallow's family?
We will. We don't lean in a lot on Lori because of the unique juxtaposition that we have to Lori. There's only 1 degree of separation, so it's a little. We don't always know. Like, I sometimes catch myself about to say something like, well, no, I'm not going to say that. Because it's not like state secrets, but it's insight that someone else might not have. And I'm like, I can't say that out loud. But, like, it's an interesting, space to be in.
Yeah.
But,
And also, I think he got informed not too long ago that he is going to be a witness for the state. So he kind of has to be careful about what he talks about. But I do have some questions that I think that he could answer for us. So maybe the next time you guys see us, maybe not next time, maybe the time after that. I don't know.
Soon. We got all kinds of stuff now that we're
and we're going to give you guys a mom to update.
A mom to update. Yes, there's not a big one, but we want to keep you posted on what's going on. And we've got some other fun stuff for you too, now that we
really do. We really do.
On the other side of the plague.
I know. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you guys for coming in and listening to us ramble. Again, if you want more on this Adelson story, go see Joel on Surviving the Survivor. Yes. Or if you're like, I just want to veg on my couch and watch a Dateline, it's on there too.
Right.
So
or I just occasionally want to talk smack or have my opinion here. That's what we're not talking smack, but
we're here for it.
Tids and bits about things that are interesting to us. Doesn't have to be a full case coverage, but
it doesn't. But
come
anyway,
see us again.
Come see us again. We love you all. Kimberly, please show our friends out.
Well, if you're new here, this is the first time you're hearing it, so I'll be super sweet about it today. But if you're here and you know what I'm going to say, please make good choices, friends, or we might end up talking about them on the internet, and that would really just suck, and we really care about you. So make good choices, and we will see you next time.
Start over. We're so stupid.
We're so extra.
We have no business being on the internet.